Okay, we're up to Kuf Ayin Gimel on the base. We're about 15 lines from the bottom. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah. Vim Amar Al Menashe Efara Mimisha Eretza. We're speaking about an Arev, a person who goes ahead and lends, and there is a guarantor. You don't go to the guarantor of the Arev. First, you go to the leiva. And if he says Al Menashe Efra Mimisha Eretza, let's just do the top line of Kuf Amar Ayin Gimel Amar Al base. The Mama Loy Al Menashe Efra Mimisha Eretza. The Malva says I'll collect from wherever I want to. Yifra mina arev. Then you can collect from the arev. If there are nechasim property to the loiver, benkach or benkach, whether you didn't say anything or you said al menashe efra mishirtza, then la yifra mina arev. And then finally it says we'll do that. We'll get back to Rav Shimon Gil's second statement. But his first statement is that it doesn't make a difference whether you say you'll collect from a regular arev or you'll collect from anyone you want to. If there's nechasim to the loiva, then you'll go to the loiva first, not the arev. As opposed to the Tanakam is mashma that the malva can go to the arev even if the loiva has nechasim. It's mashma if you say I'll collect from wherever I collect from, you could go to the arev first. Says the Mishnah. Says the Gemara. Amar Rav Chanam Rabbi Yochanan. Lo shanu el she'ein nechasim leloiva. When do we say that you can go to the arev even if what you say I'll collect from wherever the Malva says I'll collect from wherever I want. That's provided there's no nechasim to the loiva. Aviyesh nechasim to the loiva lo yifra mina arev. But if there's nechasim to the loiva, then you don't go ahead and go to the arev. Now that who introduced that? Rav Shimon Gamliel. Mashma Tanakama. Even if what the loiva has nechasim, you'd still go to the arev. Read the Gemara when the 20 Seifa, when he first said in the Seifa, Rav Shimon Gamliel Omer, and yesh nechasim the loiva. If there is nechasim to the loiva, benkach u benkach, then lo yifra mina arev. Nechal, we can infer the Tanakama Sava, lo yishna, there's no difference. Lo yishna hachi, lo yishna hachi. So in other words, if you're looking at the Mishnah guys, look at it again, going back to the top, the second line of Shimon Gamliel, yesh nechasim the loiva, you go whatever you said, whether you said it, you will collect from anyone you want. You don't say that, you're going to then go back to the loiva. Mashma Tanakama, if you said you collect from wherever you collect from, if the loiva has nechasim, you would go to the arev anyway. So Rabbi Bar Chanis and the name Rabbi Yochanan is telling you the Mishnah is missing words, and here's the way you have to read the Mishnah. If someone goes ahead and borrows from his friend through a guarantor, you don't collect from the guarantor. And if you say I'll collect from anyone I want to collect from, then Yifram in Arev, you'll collect from the Arev. When do we say that you can collect from the Arev? The Shein Chas and the Leiva. This is all part of Chsum Extra. When there's no nechasim to the Leiva, Aval Yesh nechasim the Leiva, La Yifram in Arev, you don't collect from the Arev. Okay, so now what does the Tanakama say? That if there's nechasim to the loiva, even if you said I'll collect from wherever I want to, you can't go to the arev. Good, which makes a lot of sense. However, here's again, and this is also part of the Chsum Extra, the kabbalan and a kabbalan. Again, we know a kabbalan is a person who is more stringent than an arev. He's more mechuyev. He puts himself out a little more to guarantee the loan. The kabbalan, af appreciation nechasim the loiva, then yifram in a kabbalan. So Kabbalah is different. The Tanakam is saying, when you go to everyone you want to, that's when it's a Kabbalah. If it's a regular Arev, no. If it's the Loiv has the Chassim, you can't go to him. But if it's a Kabbalah, then you could go to the Arev. Even if he has the Chassim. On that statement of Kabbalah, that's what Rav Shimon was commenting on. He's not commenting on Arev. He's commenting on Kabbalah. On that you said, that the Kabbalah you could collect from him even if there's nechasim to the loiva. No, and yesh nechasim the loiva echad zeh v'echad zeh. Right, it doesn't make a difference, right? Whether it's an arev, whether it's a kabbalah, lo yifra mehem. You wouldn't go ahead and collect from them again. So this din of Rabbi Rav Chana just qualified, and based upon the Chsum Extra, here's the way you read the Mishnah. If there's two possibilities, you're an arev stam, or the Malva said, I'll collect from wherever I want from. Says the Tanakama, as long as there's nechasim to the loiva, you can't collect from the arev. Even if you say, I'll collect wherever I want from. However, a kablin, which is a stronger level of kablanis of facilitating the loan, then says the Tanakama, even if the loiva has nechasim, you can go to the kablin. On that remark, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says no. He says as long as the nechasim to the loiva, even if it's a kablin, you can't go to the arif. You can't go to the kablin. Okay, this is what he says. Amar Rabbi Rav Chan Rabbi Yochanan Kol Makom Sheshana Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Mishraseinu. Anytime Rabbi Shimon Gamliel shows up in a Mishnah, halacha chamoisai, halacha is like him, except 3 places. Chutz me arev. This is arev, guys. This is the case of arev. In other words, you can only go to the kablin. You can only go to the. You could go to the kablin even if there's the chasam to the leifa. Okay, we'll see. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, but sidain, the halacha is not like him. Sidain, it's mishachsu and gittin. And we won't go over it. Raya Achroina in Masechta Sanhedrin, which was coming up as Hashem soon. Amrav Huna. Okay, now we're going to go into the lashon of. Now that we know there's something called a kablin and someone called a arev, let's go in to see how does one become a kablin. What lashon does one use, and what lashon does one use to become an arev? So Amrav Huna. Hilveu, lend him money, or whatever, lend him. Vani arev, and I'll guarantee. Hilveu, vani pareya, and I'll pay up. Hilveu, vani chayev, and I'm chayev. Hilveu, vani etain, change the girsa. Vani etain, hulon lashon arvasein. All these, when he says lend, and I'll pay up, then it's a lashon of arvas. Tein loy, vani kablin. Tein loy, vani pareya. Tein loy, vani chayev. Tein loy, vani etain. Then kulu lashon kablanis tein. That's all lashon of kablanis. When you use lashon of tain, you're telling him, give him, and I'm gonna make it up. Says the Rashbam, guys. Tain loy, masa momim biyadai. Give the money in his hands. Vani efer and I'll pay you back. Ein kan lashon halva. That's not a lashon of borrowing. Elish sichusei. He's doing your shlichus. The haidekama tain loy ovid malva. You become ovid milva. You become the Ovid Milva, you're making the loan, meaning you're the loiva. Fellas, if you say tain loy, meaning the only reason that I'm giving it, let's say you'd say tain loy to me. It's like you are borrowing the money and I'm just, giving it to Hesh. You're borrowing it from Hesh, not from me. And therefore Hesh can go directly to you. That's what tain loy means. So that's like a shliach. So that's kablanis. That's the difference in kablanis and arev. Now the Gemara so again, the main part was the lashon hilveu was the lashon of arvus. Tain loy is the lashon of kablanis. Amar Rab Yitzchak, iboilu hilveu vani kablin. So now you made a hybrid. You said hilveu, which is the lashon of arvus. Vani kablan, and you said the lashon of a kablin. Tain loy was the lashon of kablin. Vani arev. What's the din? In other words, if you mix and match, what's the din? So Amar Rab Yitzchak. Lashon arvis, lashon kablanis. Says Rabbi Yitzchak, in the case where you said the lashon of hilveu and I'm a kablin, then you're a kablin. In the case where you said tain loy vani arev, you're an arev. In other words, we go after the lashon of kablin, we go after the lashon of arev, not the lashon of hilveu or the lashon of tain loy. We look at that the noun. Of Chista Amar, kulu lashon kablanis saying, right? They're all any lashon you use is lashon kablanis. Bar mil hilveu vani arev. Over there, hilveu bani arev, in that case, it's a lashon of arvus. Of course, there's nothing there that says kablanis. Rabbi Amar, the opposite. Kulu lashon arvus, and they're all lashon of arvus. Bar mi tain loy vani noisein. Tain loy, and I'll give it there. In that case, tain loy vani noisein, then you are a kablin. Says Rashbam. Rabbi Amar, kulu lashon arvusein. Afil hilveu vani kablin. You hear this? Even if you said the lashon of hilveu of kablin. Tain loy, which is the lashon of kablin, vani paireya. So in the tain loy vani chayev. In other words, above we said these are lashon of kablanis. Tain loy vani chayev, tain loy paireya. He's disagreeing. Rav is disagreeing with what? With who was it above? Rabba of Huna. He's disagreeing with Rav Huna. He's saying that no, everything is a lashon of arvis, with one exception. The lashon is tain loy vani kablin. In that case, the mashmani for Rabbi Shviloi. Bar mi tain loy vani noisein. The kol shkein, certainly if tain loy vani noisein is a kablanis, kol shkein tain loy vani kablin is a lashon of kablanis. V'kaimelon kirava. Back in the Gemara, Amalei mar bar amema l'Ravashi, hachiyama abba tain loy vani noisein. Ein lemalva ala loiva klum. If you say give it to him and I'll give it to you, then the malva can't even go to the loiva. He goes direct. In other words, in all these cases, as a kablin, if you go to right, but it's more over there. You facilitated it, but again, according to Rav Shimon Gamliel, you'd still he's going to have to pay up. According to Shimon Gamliel, you'd still go to him first if he had property. Over here, he's saying that he wouldn't have to pay you back. He doesn't have to go. There's nothing there for him. In other words, there's nothing whatsoever. According to Mar Marema, there's nothing there. If you say Tain Levani Noisein, Veloihi, it's not true. Lemifta Levamine the Malva, and you want to get the Leva that he doesn't know the Malva anything. At Sheyasiv Yitim Biyad. The Orif has to take the money from the Malva and give it to the Leva. Then he becomes the Malva. Then he becomes the Malva. Then the Malva goes to the Orev. And Mashen Kain, if he doesn't do that, then he can always go to the Leva. Okay, this just an interesting Tosfos over here. Let's go to Tosfos. I find it fascinating. The Tosfos on Kuf Ayin Gimel on the Beis. Kuf Ayin Gimel on the Beis. We're going to go through part of the Tosfos. In the middle of the Tosfos, Rabbeinu Tam gives you a summary of the halachas. You see where I'm going to give you the Gemara, guys. In the Gemara, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, it's about 16 lines down the Gemara. The opposite Tosfos, it says Echad. It says the Chamesh Midas Ba'arvis. You have it, Hesh? About 16 lines down. The Chamesh Midas, you have it, Baruch? Okay. The Chamesh Midas Ba'arvis. There are 5 levels of Arvis. Aleph, what's Aleph? Amal Vali De Yorev, V'loi Asne, Mimisha Eretz Efra. He goes ahead and a loan is facilitated. And there's an Orev, but he doesn't say, the Malva doesn't say that what? That'll be Taveh anyone he wants. Then Taveh Aloy B'tchilu B'bezdin. He goes to Bezdin, he's Taveh the Leiva. Ben Sheyesh Le, Ben Shein Le, doesn't make a difference. Nechasim the Leiva. Then Lo Yuchal L'Kaifai Le Leiva. Like Sayastina, if he can't force the Leiva and he won't listen to the din, then Nichlas the Beis Shalarev. So in a regular case, if you just said Stama Arvis, the only way he gets to the Arev is if the Leiva doesn't go to Bezdin or doesn't listen or Beis. In Hisna Mimisha Eretza Efra, let's say the Malva makes the condition, I'll collect from everyone I want. The Ainlay Nechasim the Leiva, and there's no Nechasim to the Leiva, the Hainu Karkais, right? There's no Karka. The Nifra Mina Arev Tchila, Pirish. Im Yirtza Lodanim Arev Tchila. If the Levi doesn't have Karka and he said, I'll collect from wherever I want, then he can go ahead and deal with the Arev first. Then Yirtza Yitfa Min Aleiva Tchila. If he wants, he can go ahead and be Taveya. Kidaminon, Imama Misha Eretz Efra, Yifra Min Arev, Shmamina, Dvaratsan Amil Vitalim Milsa. It depends upon him. So Sarah Ben Hutam, if he makes that condition and there's no Karka there's no Karka. If there was Karka, then the Karka will see Karka is the Arev. Karka becomes your Orev. So if there's no Karka, then if he desires, he can go first to the Orev. Gimel. If the Leiva has Karka, even if you made the condition that you'll go to whoever you want, then you go to the right. And the Rabbeinu time says this is halacha. The Dalid, the 4th level, is the Kablan Hainu Tein Leivani Noisin Lecha. Ben Yesh Loi Nechasim LeLeiva Ben Ein Loi Nifra Min Orev Tchila. If he says Lashon of Kablin, then he goes first to the Orev, goes to the Kablin, even if the Leiv has Nechasim, even if he has Karka. And number hey, that's Noisav and Noisav Miyad. That's Mamish the Orev takes it from the hands of the Malva and gives it to the Leiva. Then Yifram in a Orev, a Loy min a Leiva. Shein lemalva alave klum. You can't go to the Leiva at all. Good. When Lei Matzushim Leiparim in Orev. You can't find anything in the Orev, then he goes back to the Leiva, Midr Reb Nassan, from Shibud to Reb Nassan. Guys, Shibud to Reb Nassan. Guys, watch this. Yeah. That's good. Listen, I go ahead, I take the money from Baruch and I give it to you. Okay? So now you're the Leiva and I'm the Malva, right? Kind of. Right. So no. Yeah. So Baruch's gonna come, he doesn't go to Hesh, he goes to me. He goes to me directly, right? Now, what happens if I have nothing? Then he goes to you because you're going to pay me. And Shibud Reb Nassan. If A equals B and B equals C, then you can collect one. So you can go, that's the way it works. So those are the 5 levels according to Tosfos. Interesting Tosfos, the way he used Megader. It's not like the norm. Okay, back by us. Hu Dayana, there was this Dayan. The Achte Lemilval and Nichse de Leiva, Mikame de Latve de Leiva. Before the Leiva was Teveya, The malva was he keep this dayan put it was a piece of karka, and before he had a chance to go to the loiva and make his claim, maybe the loiva would have given him a taltalin. He took the land. The dayan took the land and he gave it to the malva. Salki Rav Chanan Berei the Rav Yeva. Rav Chanan Berei the Rav Yeva, he removed the malva. He removed him from the land. Amar Rava man chacham lemeva ki haimilsa. Ilav Rav Chanan Berei the Rav Yeva. Who was so smart to go ahead and do this? Why was he so smart? Who? Yeah, he said the karka is going to collect from the karka. So no, he was a chacham. So what did he do? He told the dayan, go ahead and get him off the land. Because nichsei debar inish inin ma'arvin yasei, right? The nechasim of a person are his. Why do you go through a loan? Because the property is guaranteeing, so it's like a guarantor. That's a guarantor. Now, who do you go to first? The arev, if it's a regular case, right? You go to the arev or the loiva. Oh, so what did this guy do? He went to the arev first. He has the chacham over here. He went to the karka, which is the arev first. So what do we say? V'tanan hamal b'schaveroi de arev lo yifra min arev v'kaim alon lo yifra arev tchila. Right. So therefore, geshmak. Why he took him off the land? Because again, he went first to the arev by taking the land rather than to the loiva and getting the metaltlin. Who arva the yasmei the pari lemilva. Right. There was this case of there was this arev of Yisaimim, and he went ahead. And his what happened was he guaranteed a halva, and the loiva died. The loiva died. He paid off the malva, and now he's coming to collect from the assignment. Guys, you hear the case. He was oirei for a person. That person consequently died. He paid off the malva, the chayv of the nifter, and now he's coming to collect from the estate, from the kids. So who arva the yasme, the pari la malva. Inu liyasme. Before what? Before he was tavei from the assignment. Before the guy was tavei from the assignment, he's going to collect it. Now, this was a milva b'shtar. This was a milva b'shtar because if it wasn't a milva b'shtar, you can't collect from the assignment. That's why. Okay, now this is speaking about. This is a milva b'shtar. Good. So you have a milva b'shtar, and this person, this malva, he could have collected from the assignment. The Arev went in, and he went ahead, and he took care of business. Now he's coming to collect from the assignment. Now, guys, but here's the din. The chiyuv of the nifta was a chiyuv of shtar, which you can collect from the assignment. But once the Arev paid it off, his chiyuv to the assignment is a milva al peh. It's not the shtar. Here, this geschmack. Because here's the chiyuv step. He can't kind of, that was b'shtar, this is all b'shtar. No, that's a chiyuv al peh. And that you can't collect from the assignment.
The original one was b'shtar.
The original one was b'shtar, or else he couldn't collect in the first place. But he took care of that. But now he wants to collect from Yisaimim, but they don't have to pay him. Pashtus. Amar Rav Papa, says Rav Papa, right? Priyas bal chayv is a mitzvah. To pay off your father's debt, there's a mitzvah. The Yasvei lav b'nei mevin mitzvah ninu. So wait till they get older. Right now they're not of age. Wait till they get older. For Rav Huna Brei Yeshua Amar, however, Rav Huna Brei Yeshua says, Ema tzrarei atvasei. Perhaps the father gave the milva a packet of money. Perhaps he gave him a packet of money, right, and to collect from, and therefore the Arev paid for nothing.
He paid twice.
This guy paid twice. But in other words, but they would not be mechayev what to the Arev. So in other words, there's two things over here. One, we're going from a chiyuv milva b'shtar to a chiyuv between the Arev and the kids. Says her papa, the kids don't have to pay up yet, because since it's not b'shtar, there's no shibud, so all there is a mitzvah to pay off your father's chayv, a mitzvah to pay off a chayv. There's no chiyuv, there's a mitzvah. Right now they're katanim. When they get of age to do a mitzvah, then make a claim. Rav Huna Brei Yeshua says, 1 second, maybe there's no claim in the first place. Maybe the Arev was foolish to pay off the malva. Maybe the dead father had gone ahead and went ahead and given over a packet of valuables to the malva. And so therefore, my binai, what's the difference between them? It could be nayu kishechayev moida. It could be nayu if the chayev, the dead father, would have been moida that what in his dying breath, he's moida that what that he owed. So you're not chayish with tzrari after say. I still owe him. Inami. So in other words, for rice, light Rav Papa, they still wouldn't have to pay. Light Rav Papa, they still wouldn't have to pay, even though it's a chiyuv, they don't have to pay because it's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. They don't have by mitzvah. Light Rav Huna Brevi Yeshua, that is chayish with tzrari after say, you can't be chayish anymore, and therefore you'd have to pay. So that's nafka between of Papa and Rabbi Huna Brevi Yeshua. Inami, a second chilik, is the shamtuhu. They put the dead man in chayrim before he died. Why they put him in chayrim? Because he didn't pay. So you know that what? There wasn't a case of tzrari after. And therefore, Meis B'Shamte, and he died when he was in a state of chayrim. So if he died in state of excommunication, then clearly what? He didn't leave anything by the malva. And therefore, let Rav Huna Bar Yeshua, you'd have to pay. Let Rav Papa, no, since it's only a milva al peh, you would not have to pay. Why? Because, again, you're not a bar chiyuv yet until you get older. Sholchem Yitam, they sent from Eretz Yisrael. Shamtu Meis B'Shamte, he put him in chayrim because he didn't listen and he died B'Shamte. Hilchas Rav Huna, the halachas like Rav Huna, that the Orev can collect what from Brave Yeshua, he can collect from the kids, not like Rav Papa who says you can't until you get older. Good.
You look right there.
Kishmak. Meisivei. Orev shahoya shtar choiv yoytzim mitachas yadai. An Orev that had a shtar choiv that was yoytzim mitachas yadai. Right. So what's the case over here? He is claiming, I have a shtar. Who gave me the shtar? The milva. Why did milva give me the shtar? Because I paid up. So now, fellas, this is like a shtick of milva b'shtar maybe. So now, Mesivei, Orev shahaya shtar chayiv yotzim mitachas yadai, ein a goiva. You can't collect from the assignment. V'im kosav boy, and if it's written it, the malva wrote in the shtar, hiskabalti mimcha, I received the payment from you, then goiva, you could go ahead and collect. So who's this going to be shver according to? Rav Papa. Because like Rav Papa, there's no way you can collect. So Bishleim Rav Huna Bar Yeshua Mishkachas La Keshechayev Moida. You can be chayev not the chayev is moida, and therefore what you don't have to worry about the story after say, and mainly you know that what that there was a chayev to pay, and now he's clearly paid up. He has to start saying that what he paid up, and therefore goiva. Then you can collect from the assignment. Or Rav Papa kasha, like Rav Papa shver. Let Rav Papa shver. What's shver? Let Rav Papa, fellas, because like Rav Papa, it's only a milva al peh. A milva al peh, the only chiyuv to pay is what is a mitzvah, and then not bar mitzvah who. So it's more shiny hasam, right? Shiny hasam. Dilahachi tarach v'kasal is kabalti. That's why he troubled himself to learn this kabalti. And you know what happened with that is kabalti? It made it a milva b'shtar. It made it, guys. It made it a milva b'shtar. Once it's a milva b'shtar, you could collect from the assignment. Look at Rashbam. So hachi kasav is kabalti. The hari orev mochzik b'shtar sheyesh le aleihem. The orev is holding onto a shtar that he has on them on the assignment. L'chashivi milva al peh. It's no longer considered milva al peh, which would only bind them to go ahead and machmas mitzvah to pay off the chayiv. Once it's a milva b'shtar, there's a chayiv to pay off. Geshmak is anything. The dialogue of the Gemara is geshmak based upon that chilik. Continues Rashbam. Milva b'shtar moider Rav Papa de gavina miyasmei. Milva b'shtar Rav Papa's moider you collect from your assignment. Delay amin hacha mitzvah el chayiv. When we tell us alay and lefay about karcham. In other words, there's a milva al peh is you don't have to pay. If you pay, it's a mitzvah. A milva b'shtar is a chayiv on the estate. If you have a shtar, it says it's kabalti. It switches. It stays in the realm of milva b'shtar, and therefore it's a difference. Or Papa would be moider. Very beautiful way of explaining the Gemara. Fits in beautiful. Again, it's the chiyuvs on the estate. The chiyuvs on the estate. Now, who arva the oivid kichavim. Now the oivid kichavim was he was the malva. The oivid kichavim was a malva, and Arev guaranteed the loan. The pari oivid kichavim mekamei de latvinu liasme. So he paid off the guy, and now he's being taved the assignment. Okay, this is mamish the case we have all along, right? And now he's claiming from the assignment. Amlev Mordechai Ravashi, Hacham Avimi Me'agrunya Mishmei Derava, Afil Amad Yom Lechayish Titzrare, even like Rav Huna Bar Yeshua, that Yechayish that maybe you left the packet by the milva, Hani Mil Yisrael. That's when the milva is a Yisrael. The Basra arvo azl. You know what the guy does, guys? He goes right to the. We said yesterday. He goes right to the arev. He goes right to the guarantor. Loy chashin litzrari. In other words, he knows that he's not going to go to the milva. He knows he's going to go to what, so he's not going to leave a packet by him. He's not going to leave a packet by the guy. So the Levis won't leave a packet by the guy because he knows he's going to come to the arev. Okay, you know what's he's worried about? The guy will double dip. His guy will double dip. In other words, if he leaves a packet by the guy to pay off the halva, what's the guy going to do? He'll go twice. He'll keep the money and then he'll go to the arev. So Amalei. So Rav Ashi said back to Rav Mordechai, Adarabba, Afilu man the Amalei chashin litzrari, even like Rav Papa, who's not chayish litzrari, Hani mili Yisrael, Amalei v'kechavim kivin the dainahu basar arva azle, since they go after the arev, Eloi the atasei tzrari meikara lehavim makabale. In other words, no person is going to be an arev because he knows for sure he's going to come to him. So it must be, in order to guarantee the loan, it must be the loiva had left something by the guy. And that's the way we pass him. It must be that they left something by the guy because he knows the guy's going to come to him. Okay, the final din of the Mishnah, we said we're going to get back to, was Rav Shimon. Why don't go back to Kufay and Gimel on the base, fellas. Rav Shimon Gamliel Omer, ha'arev l'isha b'ksuva, a person guaranteeing the loan. In other words, woman wants to get married. The guy wants to marry her, and he's going to write a ksuba. Who guarantees he's going to pay the ksuba if get divorced? This guy's guaranteeing it. So, ha'arev l'isha b'ksubasa, v'haya baila migarsha. Now, what's the Baal doing? The Baal's not paying up the loan, right? Who's paying up the ksuba? Yeah. So, I got a good deal between Beinish Risha. Listen, what are you going to do? Get divorced, keep the money, and we'll rejoin ourselves afterwards. So what do we do there? We make the husband with the hanoi won't have enough from his wife. That guarantees that it's not going to happen. Okay. So now, Moshe ba'atzri arva de ksuvasa de kalase. Moshe, the son of Atzri, he was the guarantee of the ksuva of his daughter-in-law. Now, before we go on, I found this fascinating. You never, ever, ever find the name Moshe as a Tana or as an Amira. Think about it. You've been through Shas almost five times, right? You never saw the name Reb Moshe as a Tana or Amira. So I listen to this. I have this from Vishinantam. He quotes a sefer from the Chidah. V'ayin Shem HaGedolim l'HaChidah. It's in Mareches Gedolim Aleph Lamed Dalid Mem Kuf Yud. Again, I don't have the sefer. I'm reading from notes. Shekosav, who writes, Shemotza b'ksav yad misha hafli. What's wondrous shleichoya b'tanoyim ba'amaroyim mi shenikra Moshe ad ha'goinim, until the zman of the goinim. That's what he says, and then he says there wasn't. You don't find that name used, right? Therefore, the Chidah writes. What does it say on the Rambam's kever? Moshe al Moshe loikom kem Moshe. How could you say that? Because they never had anyone named Moshe. There was no Amarayim, no Tanoim. So therefore, you could write Moshe al Moshe loikom kem Moshe. That Chidah writes this. It's unbelievable. He wasn't lying. It's amazing. It's amazing. I found that fascinating. This guy, anyway, it seems this person wasn't a tremendous Talmud Chacham. He wasn't an Ammar. We're going to see from the Gemara, he wasn't a Talmud Chacham. So therefore, it happened to be his name. It happened to be his name. It's story. No, we're going to see in a second. You'll see the story. But yeah, it's not. In other words, he doesn't say anything. He doesn't pass on anything. He's just a rich guy who did not give his son-in-law anything. So we're going to see in a second what happened to the son-in-law, his son. But he did guarantee the what? The ksuba of the daughter, of his son's daughter, his son's bride, he guaranteed. He guaranteed the son's bride. That's what he got. I just found that chidah fascinating. Okay, so Moshe Baratzvi, Arva the ksuvasa de kalase, Havi Rabbi Huna braided berei sumer. So now it seems this Moshe Atzri, he had a son, Rav Huna, not the Rav Huna. He had a son, Rav Huna, who was a Talmud Chacham, a young Talmud Chacham, Gemara in the Rashi and Tainus. V'dachki le milsa. That means, and he was what? Really, really being moist enough for Torah. The guy he couldn't put food on the table. The chikala milsa means what? He was mamish dachik. He was mamish nothing. All he had was a potential ksuba. So I'm Rabbi, says Rabbi, Leka de Nazel de Nasve Eitzel Rafuna de Negarshel de Visayu. Isn't there someone go and give Neitza to Rafuna? Divorce your wife. V'tezel v'tagve ksubasa me'avua. She'll go and collect the ksuba wat from your father. V'hoden hadra, and then you'll take it back. L'chara, just Amalei Rava said Rava Tabaya. V'hoyadi reno hana. It's going to be muda hana like Rishum Gamliel. Tanan. Amalei Abaya. Or to call the megarish or beidina megarish. You have to go ahead and get divorced in Bezdin, and that you're going to make a neder barabim. So Abaya starts the process. Abaya starts the process that you know what, he's going to go ahead and get this guy a few bucks because he's in a tough spot, right? He's in a tough spot. So Amar Abaya says Abaya, the army inchi, Bosa Anya Aslan Yusa. The ani goes after what? Is ani. I think there's a Gemara in Baba. There's a Gemara in Baba Kama about Bikurim, by Bikurim, that by the rich people, they bring it up in gold and silver, and they would take the fruit and give it back to them. The only brought it up in his basket, they would take the whole thing. So I think they applied that lashon over there, that Basa Anya Azla Aniya. The ani goes after about his poverty. So Fred Gemara, how could Abaya have given advice like this to go ahead and do this? It doesn't seem in character. Abaya, who's a Russia Aram? In Pirish. Remember you'll remember when I tell you in a second. Guy goes ahead, he gives a gift to somebody, he goes, and afterwards it should go to so and so. And the guy, you give an eighth to the guy to go ahead and sell it. And the guy sells it and has nothing to give to the other guy. So anyone who gives this eitzah is a Russia Aram. So Abaya said, that guy's a Russia Aram. So here's not a Russia Aram. Says Gemara, shiny Sumra Rabana, Benoy shiny, it's Sumra Rabana shiny. Says the Ramah, it's going on both. Says one, says the Ritva, either or. Says the Rabban, it's different if it's your son. Ultimately, the father should be giving his son money. And Sveins Sumra Rabana is Talmud Chacham shiny. So if his son, that's the Talmud Chacham to support in Torah, there is a very big thing.
To allow that, had he not been a kohen.
You're speaking like an investigator.
No,
Listen, here's the heta. A, it's your son that you should have given the money to in the first place. B, it's a Talmud Chacham, it's a mitzvah to support a Talmud Chacham. So if you have to force it out of you to support your son who's a Talmud Chacham, that you could do. Hesh, right versus nice. You're thinking like nice. You think it's not nice. You're thinking it's not nice.
Would see that and say, "Look, you can do this now."
Who's saying it? It's Chutz Mi Bezdin. Where's this? Not
Bezdin.
No, Bezdin would make him a neder.
Where did it start with the do?
Huh? Okay, so l'chayra, the heta was it was his son, it's from Rabban, and so therefore you could do that. Fred the Gemara, b'ha Arev hu, the Kaimlan Arev the Ksuba le Mishtabe. L'chayra, he was an Arev for Ksuba, and an Arev for Ksuba, as we'll see, is not Meshubid. The Kaimlan Arev the Ksuba le Mishtabe, he says Mekablin hu. He wasn't a regular Arev, he was a Kablin. Hani Chlamadi Mekablin the Ksuba, Afagav the Leslie, and the Chase, Labal Mishtabid. Bishlam says that even if the Baal, in this case the Baal is like the Loiva, doesn't have what to pay up, he's mishabing himself shapir. It'll explain why, because Rav Huna had nothing, right? Guys, Rav Huna had nothing. So you're telling me that Moshe Ba'atzi was a Kablan, and he would mishub himself even if his son has nothing. As an Arev, no. As a Kablan, yes, but provided that what? That you had nothing. Rav Huna's got nothing. So if he has nothing, then the Kabbalah would not be Mishabed himself. So how can you explain this action of Abaya? And for the Gemara, Ibay say Mamia Havala. Once upon a time, he did have. And it got, let's say he had karka and it got flooded. So if it got flooded, he no longer has it anymore. And therefore, but at one point in time he had, therefore his father would be Mishabed himself to be Ksuba. V'bayisema Abba legabe breish yibudu mishabed nafshe. A father by his son will be mishabed himself, even if he doesn't have. Where do we see this machlokes? Ariv the ksuba devia kol lo mishtabed. Ariv the ksuba, no one's mishtabed. Kablan the balchoiv devia kol mishtabed. Everyone says is mishtabed. Where's the machlokes? Kablan the ksuba vari the balchoiv pligi. Masava iyesle nechse the loiv mishtabed. If the nechasim loiv is mishtabed, ilesle loy mishtabed. Well, masavar by a kablan bein isle bein lesle mishtabed. Hilchasa arev bein isle bein lesle mishtabed. Let's put what's the base? Let's go with the gears of the Bach. The Hilchasa, the Kula in all the cases, Mishtabed, Bar me Orev the Ksuba. In every case, you Mishtabed with the exception of what? Or Orev the Ksuba. That's the only one, a regular Orev. But a Kablin will be Mishabed himself even if he doesn't have anything. My timer. Mitzvah hu da'avid, v'lav midi chasra. Rashbam, Mitzvah hu da'avid, Hamashadach b'sivugim. Why is a person going ahead and being an Orev on a Ksuba? Because he wants to go ahead and make the civic hold true. He's a matchmaker. Ain't daitel proya arvis. His das is not to pay up. Avam miskabim lezavgan. Shayid arvisu mitatzina. So Rashbam is explaining why an ori for a ksuba is not mishabed. Because the only reason he did it was, you know what? He talked about being on not being. He's not coming das to give. The reason he's doing it is to facilitate a marriage, right? And the woman's not missing anything. I'll say. He's messing up the woman, right? She's not going to get a ksuba. And that we say, Tav l'meisiv tandai, l'meisiv al l'mazda. Better a woman rather sit together than to sit alone.